Hello and welcome to this next episode of Chrono Trigger. We spoke with Melchior just a little bit. Here's his hut. He was at the Millennial Fair, and he actually was trying to convince us to sell Marl's pendant. I don't know what's up with that guy, but regardless, he actually lives around in this town, which is known as the town of Medina, who are apparently the descendants of the monsters who were attacking Guardia Kingdom 400 years ago. But anyway, we are trying to return to Truce Village, and they said the best way to do it is this cave. Heckran Cave. So let's go. Death to the Mystic's enemies! Yeah, these guys are not an issue at all, as you can clearly see. But as you can also tell, there's still a little bit of harsh feelings there because of the failed efforts of destroying the humans 400 years ago. But we are not concerned with centuries-old global politics in this. We are just trying to return home. Got one ether. We'll have to save those. A pot and some octopi. Some pink octopi. Yeah, you need to stop doing that, right? Meow. Alright, so this is... If I can get a couple of these... Yeah, there we go. So this is Antipodes. It's actually one of the coolest attacks. Actually, I'd like to... I mean, I bought these for a reason. Doesn't need anything special, just Swift Icy Tomb. But the special aspect of this place is that it is wholly reliant upon your abilities to use magic. All of these monsters are highly resistant to physical attacks. And they might even counterattack because of it. Why am I able to go over here if there isn't something special? It seems like this should be a special... Oh well. And some beetles. Temporite. Not termites. Temporite. Actually, can I do a... Oh, they're just far enough apart. I want to see how effective her flame toss is. If I can save just that much more MP. Not quite. Oh well. It's effective, it's just not one hit. Which sort of defeats the purpose in general, since you can one hit with anything else. These are given some pretty solid tech points and the like. Let's go ahead, grab this. So up there is another inevitable fight with some of these beetles. You can almost tell when the fights begin by the realization, by just observing and saying like, oh, there's an open area. There obviously will be combat here. Case in point. Alright. Let's try... Oh! No! That's not what I wanted at all! So like I said, Slash is technically a lightning attack, so I want to test it. I want to test its effectiveness. It does the job! Must say it does the job. And Slash is actually one of the hardest ones to use on those mobile enemies. So, it's especially satisfying. If I can get all of these bats... Can you not do that? Right. I mean, it's still cool to use. Regardless of if it's effective or not. Or if it's efficient or not. But as long as I can get 2 of them, I'm generally satisfied. So, those are optional fights in order to get this chest, which gives me a magic scarf. Now, a magic scarf, I'm going to put on one of the ladies, probably... Magic +2. Now, I'm actually going to give it to Marl, because it'll reduce her normal attack, but give her +2 magic, which will be super helpful. How will that help her? Chance to hit, reduce speed. She's slow enough as it is. I really don't want to... Really don't want to ruin that. Anyway. I put Magic Scarf on Marl. Seeing as how she's both the A damage dealer now with magic, and she's our healer. And so she can give us better support tactics and restorative properties. Alright, let's go. Nothing over here, right? You can never be too cautious whenever trying to find secrets. Alright, do I have to fight them again? Oh, the sound changed. Wait. Nope. It just went... Oh, no. Okay. 4 of them now. Alright. Let's see. I can get 2 of them with a fire whirl. Any attack with magical properties is generally helpful. That one wasn't quite as effective as like Antipody would be, because it was a magic / physical. But it did spread it out just enough. Pop, pop, pop. And we get solid experience for this. But saw this treasure chest before we got into combat, got an ether, and there is our save point, so obviously that's the exit. So we need to find a way to get over there. And there's only one way to get over there. Although, there's a door there. Think we can get around? Well, I guess let's find out. Oop. Some more of these dudes. 4 of them to be exact. So they might spread out and ruin my plan, but I want to get all of them. Or they might just hurt like crazy. Okay. Come on. I want all of you together. Watch it not do anything. Watch it only hit the one. I would be so upset. But 3 of them is good enough. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, and cave bats again. Still relying upon that, yeah, they're too spread out. Still relying upon that magic. Everything here is, like, really, really vulnerable to magic, but really, really resistant against physical attacks. Like, magic was doing 300 damage against those purple roly bunny things or whatever. Yeah. If I physically attacked them, even Chrono would do, like, 5 to 10 damage. Alright. And oh, we are... There's a pot. We gotta fight another one of these bottles. Oh, we might be set up for another Antipode. Oh, while we wait... May as well allow Chrono to do something useful. Ah, come on. Don't do that. Did I wait? I waited just too long, didn't I? Yep. It's the one issue with doing active combat timer. It's helpful and it provides a genuine challenge, but it also forces you to sacrifice a lot of potential positions as far as what you can, or where you can hit. There. Do another one of these. Ah, some solid heals. There, and gone. And it's gone. How is it that adventuring in all of these, like in every RPG game, every single one, Eastern, Western, every single one, adventuring is like the most lucrative thing that you could possibly do. Out of all things that you could do, like you could become a millionaire over the span of just a few days. It's like, no, I just went out and killed a couple giant rats and got 300 gold just from their bodies. Wait, I probably should use I'll use a shelter first. Because we were warned about this. I haven't seen anything super threatening yet, so this has to be coming up fairly soon, right? Now let's save. Right. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. There we go. So, let's do this. Yarrow. Oh, sound changed. And... oh. Death to the Mystic's enemies! Oh, he looks pretty imposing. This is Heckran. He's the one we're supposed to be worried about. Only magic attacks are effective against this guy. He actually also has a special thing that he does that we have to be very mindful of. Okay, so not yet. Nah. So, he's actually relatively simple. He has a couple attacks that do enormous damage. Yeah. Enormous as in, like, 60... if I'm not careful, and I accidentally hit him at a particular time, he'll do a different one that deals, like, 75 to 100 damage to everyone. There we go. And I don't think I need to heal anybody. Brief counterattack break. There we go. But, so this is an interesting subplot that goes on in this game. The idea that the Mystics are still horribly bitter. 93 damage, dang. I could have really used that cure ability. Alright, yeah. Let's use tonic. But the subplot of the Mystics is that they sort of feel wronged and betrayed at the fact that they lost a war and that they were defeated and they were driven off of the continent. And it wasn't even necessarily that they were hunted down or wiped out or like enslaved or anything, but just simply the fact that they lost. It gives them that bitter vendetta, that grudge, that hateful perspective, and seeking a vengeance against all humans. All humans are the problem. All humans are the issue. And there's a lot of that whenever it comes to the real world too. Not necessarily just the racial issues that are inevitably a major issue presently in the United States, but also just the issue of he's still curled up in his ball. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But also just cultures in general. They seem to hold grudges, they seem to hold vendettas for a very, very long time. And the tragedy that occurs is this actually happens in the church as well. Got 250 experience points. Yay! 10 tech points. So, I'll pause until the conversation is done. If only the great Magus, who brought forth Lavos 400 years ago, had destroyed the human race, the world would have belonged to us mystics. Roar. In the Middle Ages, Magus created Lavos, the destroyer of this planet's future. If we go to the Middle Ages and take out Magus, can we change history? We could use the gate at the fairgrounds. Alright. Jump in? Yeah, sure. What's the worst that could happen, right? We called this a shortcut. And we get launched several dozen feet into the air. Can we actually return? Oh, we can totally go back. I actually have never tried that before. Well, oh, that's where it takes us. Oh no. Will we have to refight these fights? We might have to refight some fights. Or is this just an extended shortcut now? Oh? None of them have respawned. I had actually never tried that before. I'm surprised that worked. Where is this thing? Another one of those strange boxes, sealed by a mysterious force. So excited to finally be able to use those or pick those up. Alright. So. Obviously Heckran's not going to come back. But yeah, the, jump in. The issue that occurs with Christianity. And one of the major tragedies of Christianity is how much people hold grudges against each other. It's really frustrating, and it shows that, I mean, we're not perfect people. We still have places where we need to mature. Whenever our own people don't follow the instructions of the Apostle Paul or of Jesus, and they refuse to forgive others. There was actually oh, Luke and Taven only care about their silly toys. Here's what we earned today. You're so thoughtful. I always love the slight hypocrisy of that. Of like, oh, they only care about their toys. As Taven is coming up and just being like, here's all of the money that we earned from this. And then she just goes, oh, you're so thoughtful. But, oh, you're just in time. You got one Taben vest. It's my finest work, the ultimate in defense for my daughter. Oh, that's nice. Alright. So is there anything else? But yeah, there is a story in the Eastern Orthodox Church. It's in the Stories of the Desert Fathers. A group of monks who basically created monasteries in the desert. There's a story of one person coming up to a monk and saying, you know, I will never forgive this person. Like, this is something I will never forgive. I will not forget this, and there's no way that I'll be able to reconcile with this person. And the monk goes, okay. So let's pray. Let's pray about this. And he goes through the Lord's Prayer, which is the Our Father. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we do not forgive those who trespass against us. If you don't know the passage, the normal passage says, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Or forgive us our trespasses, as we also forgive those who trespass against us. And immediately, the person picks up on this and just says, I messed up. I have sinned. And just goes through that. But it's unfortunate how many people don't actually respond in that way. Don't actually realize what they're doing whenever they say, you know, there's no way we're going to restore this relationship or reconnect with these people. And it's really unfortunate. I read a book called On the Mountain of Silence by Kyriakos Markides. And he goes into detail. I think these people will say the same thing. Yeah, they'll say the same thing. Okay, there's nothing else that's going on there. But Markides writes a book where he interviews Eastern Orthodox monks. This is obviously Orthodox. It's a Greek name, so... But he interviews this Father Maximus and goes through, has a wonderful conversation, actually a really awesome conversation about what it means to be a monk, about how they actually discourage people from joining the monastery because most people don't truly understand what being a monk entails or being a nun entails. And so they actually try to deter them. And if they're persistent, then, and only then, will they actually accept them into the monastery. But he talks to several monks, and the monks are talking about reconciliation in the church. Right? And he's trying to ask them if there's any hope for allowing the church to be reconciled with other denominations, especially with the Catholic Church. And there were some of them that said, I look forward to the day where we can work together as brothers once again. And those were really encouraging, those were really cool. But there were several that he spoke to that had said, no, I will never, not in a million years, because of the tragedy that occurred in the fall of, or the siege of Constantinople, the sack of Constantinople in the Fourth Crusade. And if you don't know history, in the Fourth Crusade, the Catholic Crusaders did not receive support, or they were allowed passage, but they didn't receive full-on support from the Eastern Orthodox Constantinople. Well, Constantinople signed an agreement, signed sort of a peace treaty with the, I believe it was the Seljuk Turks? I can't remember exactly which Turkish kingdom it was, but they signed a treaty so that they didn't have to fight, there was no conflict anymore. And the Catholic Crusaders were eventually driven out of the Holy Land. And in their frustration and in their anger, they attacked Constantinople and sacked it, stole its wealth, and damaged or destroyed many parts of the city. And there were other untold horrors that I really would rather not like to discuss, but many of them happened. And so there were monks in, I believe it was 2010 when the book was written, who still said, because of this thing that happened 800, 900 years ago, there's no way. But I don't know. I like those two imps who we met at the very first part of Medina, who said, that happened 400 years ago. Like, this war happened 400 years ago. Like, let's just move on and move forward and try to make something better of it. And you know what? I dig that. I respect that. But anyway, we are going to jump into this portal, and we will find out what is happening in 600 AD. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day. Take care.